Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So let's start this video with what I believe took place. As you know, yesterday we had a meeting in Berlin, Germany, the Weimar Triangle meeting that took place between the President of France, Emmanuel Macron, the Chancellor of Germany, Olaf Scholz, and Polish new/old Prime Minister Donald Tusk. There is something like a pressure of the public. Even though those so-called leaders seem not to pay attention to it, I have no doubt that actually they do. They pay attention to it and it matters to them. And especially after the announcement of the Prime Minister of Slovakia, Robert Fico, that they are planning to send the troops to Ukraine. Thank you again, Prime Minister. I'm sure you will never watch my video, but at least I put it out into the ethers, into the energy, into the universe. Thank you for making that statement. Because after that, all those countries, European countries, I believe people became aware of what they were cooking behind the scenes. And so we had this meeting, the Weimar's meeting, and I want to read you some statements that have been made coming from Scholz, Macron and Tusk, especially Scholz and Macron in that regard, because I believe that we have changed as the population of Poland and other countries. We have changed the narrative significantly. I'm not saying that they are not going to send those troops ever at all, but it looks to me like they have changed the approach to the unfoldment of events, which gives us hope that actually this whole conflict in Ukraine might somehow end up in the peace negotiations. And why I'm saying this to you is, let me get to the right page, guys, is because of those words that were spoken at that meeting. Now, as far as the collaboration between those three, we're gonna have another meeting in Warsaw this summer, so all those three leaders, if they are still in the position, because who knows what's gonna happen by then, they will meet in Warsaw this coming summer. So, Scholz, it is clear that we support Ukraine. It is also clear that we are not at war with Russia. He made a very, very clear statement right here. There is a reason, right, for it. There is a reason for it. It was right in the beginning of his speech. It is also clear that we are not at war with Russia. Our common goal is and will remain to ensure that Ukraine can defend itself effectively against Russia's aggression. Germany, France and Poland together, with many allies and partners in Europe and across the Atlantic, and we will not stop our commitment. Today, we have agreed on several main areas. Among other things, from now on, we will buy even more weapons for Ukraine, mainly on the entire global market. So this will be Korea and many other countries. That will be a military complex, not just in the United States, but in other countries as well. Will be benefiting from it, which is good improvement. Secondly, we will expand the production of military equipment. I wonder how in Germany, but that's just a side note from me. And let's continue. Also, through cooperation with partners in Ukraine. And thirdly, we will establish a new coalition of capabilities for long-range rocket artillery within a Ramstein format. We will also strengthen our support within the European Union. To this event, we have taken very important decisions. This week in Brussels, the European Peace Facility will receive 5 billion euros to provide further military support to Ukraine this year and to strengthen the European Union's training mission. So who's gonna provide this 5 billion euros, guys? What do you think? Besides, when it comes to the windfall profits from Russian assets that are frozen in Europe, we will use them to financially support the purchase of weapons for Ukraine. And for this last sentence, I have to sit down. Yes. Let's sit down and let's read this again. Yes, you heard this correctly if you haven't heard the speeches yesterday. So, besides, when it comes to the windfall profits from the Russian assets that are frozen in Europe, we will use them to financially support the purchase of weapons in Ukraine. So he made a statement here that they already agreed that those assets that are frozen in Europe, Russian assets, will be used to financially support the purchase of weapons for Ukraine. So if this happens, guys, what do you think President of Russia, Vladimir Putin, will do? What do you think? What he's going to do, with the profits, with the assets of European businesses or investors in Russia? I'm just wondering. But okay, let's finish with Scholz, because the statement that really matters, that we are not at war with Russia, okay? There is not a single word about troops, not even saying that we are not going to send the troops, but the main emphasis here is, in my opinion, as not an expert, just someone who listens and watches, observes, and also listen to my intuition as well. It looks like there has been some shift in the approach to this, because there's more to tell you, but let's just leave it here with this. So, more weapons, more money. Now Macron. The French president stressed that support for Ukraine will continue as long as it takes. So here are his words, quoting him: "We will do whatever is necessary and for as long as it takes to prevent Russia from winning the war against Ukraine." Here is very important observation. It's not "we will do whatever is necessary for Ukraine to win this war." Here is "for as long as it takes to prevent Russia from winning the war." It does not mean that, it might mean, that's how I'm reading this, that if there is a peace agreement, I mean, you know who's gonna win, right? We know. But if there is a peace negotiation, a peace agreement, then it will be not presented as if Russia won the war, because there has been a peace agreement, so it's equal. I mean, it's not gonna be equal, of course. You understand what I'm saying? The emphasis is not that Ukraine must win this war. The sentence is to prevent Russia from winning the war. Not even one of those three said that Ukraine must win this war. You know, I listened to this entire conference actually several times. Yes, believe me or not. We will continue our support, Macron says, we will continue our support for Ukraine and the Ukrainian people for as long as it takes. We also have a common conviction that our security and future are at stake in what is happening in Ukraine. We will stand with determination against Russia's war of aggression. It is a difficult moment. We want to rise to the occasion. Today we are determined and united. We look soberly. That's kind of like what they were drunk before, I guess, or sniff sniff. We look soberly at the situation in Ukraine. He also stressed that Russia must not be allowed to win and defeat the Ukrainian people. So again, not Ukraine must win, Russia must not be allowed to win. I just want to ask your opinion, because this is my interpretation, okay, of this. And I'm not saying that everything is going to be like beautiful from this moment on. No, I'm just saying it's a different approach to the situation. Now we have, last but not least, I mean, seriously, how many times you can be the prime minister, right? Our new / old prime minister of Poland, Donald Tusk. We are of the same opinion when it comes to assessing who bears full responsibility for the escalation of tensions, who bears full responsibility for the tragic events in Ukraine, who is the aggressor and who deserves our absolute help. We want to spend our money. Polish people so happy about it now, no? We want to spend our money, we want to help in all possible ways here and now so that the situation of Ukraine in the coming weeks and months improves, not deteriorates, he said. And he continued, this is a good new beginning for the Weimar Triangle, and he announced that they're gonna meet again. Let's hang out again in Warsaw, summertime. So overall, I think something has changed, which, fingers crossed, prayer to God, maybe people talking about those troops, don't send the troops, we don't want the war, we don't want the conflict, and in Poland as well. And I think there is a force, a power that they are seeing that's coming from people. I'm certain about it, you know. I'm not saying they're gonna end this conflict right away, no, but maybe it's not gonna go in a crazy direction as we all felt it might go. Because here is the article I told you about yesterday. That's how they put this in the subconscious mind of people. But I'm gonna read you because it's really a joke when you think about it. It's from Fact. This is the magazine, newspaper in Poland. It's called Fact. List of nuclear shelters in Poland. Where to hide? Not many people know that there are many nuclear shelters in Poland. The overwhelming majority of them have fallen into despair, and if push comes to shove, you can't hide in them. So already right in the beginning, they tell you that pointless, right? Shelters that you can't hide in. In Poland, there is a lot of talk about shelters, why they even bring this subject, right? For the population, including fail-out shelters. Although there are more than 60,000 such places, most of them are in deplorable condition. When I hear this word deplorable, you know, always Hillary Clinton comes to my mind. Deplorables. And several objects here are mentioned, but I want to go to the nuclear shelter in Warsaw. In an interview with Rzeczpospolita, Soros Money portal, in 2015, the Ministry of Internal Affairs provided information on the number of nuclear shelters. At that time, there were 91 shelters in the country adapted to protect the population during a nuclear attack. At the time, Magdalena Salwowska, who was from the press department of the city of Warsaw, she said in this interview with Super Express newspaper, the local government of city of Warsaw does not have information about a number of shelters built in the 1950s, 60s and 70s. This issue of the construction and maintenance of shelters ceased to exist when the amendments, my apologies guys, when the amendments to the Act of the General Duty of Defense of Republic of Poland were introduced. And since July 1st, 2004, the Polish legal system has not defined the concept of a protective structure like shelters. So we have 98 million, apparently, I don't know exactly, maybe less, around 38 million people here in Poland. If they had, now it was 91, they said 91, so I calculated for 91. But now in this article they said how many we have in Poland, just in case. We have 60,000. Okay. So you can divide this, guys. Most of those are not going to be used because they are not in a good condition. I hope they will never be used. But if we have 38 million people and let's say 60,000 shelters, how many people will go into the shelter? I'm just saying. If you're interested how those shelters look like, you can click on the link that will be attached down below this video in the description box with this article. And in that article you actually see a lot of images and even a video of this journalist, I believe, who is showing you those places and what kind of conditions they are. No bueno condition, I'm just gonna say. Side note here, before I continue with the news, the only place when this happens for some reason, how interesting, is in Poland. When I put the video out and I place all the links to my platforms and to the articles that I'm reading you down below in the description box, literally almost every single video this happens. About half an hour ago, sometimes less, all those links disappear. I have to repost them again. Sometimes it happens several times. I've mentioned this before, I want to say it again. So if you are looking for the link, you know, I'm not by the computer 24/7, so sometimes I cannot correct this again and repost again the same link. So just be patient, okay? Because they are doing shenanigans like there's no tomorrow. What else? Oh yeah, okay, I forgot. We're gonna have Ukrainian language taught in Polish schools. Yes, this is not a joke, this is actually the fact. I think I was talking about it a while ago, but here we go. On Tuesday, February 27th, last month, Deputy Minister of Education Joanna Mucha, Mucha in Polish, her last name means a fly, announced that on September 1st this year, when children go to school, 2024, 60,000 Ukrainian children will be included in the Polish educational system. We are not able to verify, these are her words, how compulsory education for these children is carried out in the Ukrainian online system. We are fully aware that these are very large groups. We have to take into account that some of the children will stay in Poland, so they have the right to education and therefore have a duty. We have a duty to provide them with their education, said Anna Mucha. That last name means fly, the doggy. Oh, there is a cute doggy. Okay, do you think this will fly, guys? This agenda will fly, this vision, this project will fly? I actually think it will fly. You wonder, are there Turkish children learning Turkish in German schools, or are they Polish children learning Polish in UK schools? I don't think so. And those countries, they don't have a duty. So why do we have a duty? Who's gonna pay for this education? Because you're gonna have Ukrainian teachers teaching Ukrainian language. Are you for real? Yes, they are for real. It's not a joke. The last news, guys, is not the news. They are comments of the day. Because I didn't give you comments from the last two videos, so here they are, and they are from some Polish people, which I'm very grateful for. So let's start with Polish viewer Izabela Jarząbek 3292 3292. Pozdrawiam serdecznie Pani Izo. Dziękuję za komentarz. Now Polish people and soldiers have to think hard on this one. Is it worth to put my family, fellow countrymen and all land into jeopardy for someone like Duda? Was he that good president? Did he do something good for my country to be respected for? Wasn't he the one who signed every harmful for Poland legislation? Wasn't he the one who agreed to the legislation for country's protection, which says that every man, woman and child is not allowed to leave the country when the war starts? Wasn't he the one, and peace, law and justice, that raised our Polish debt? Wasn't he the one who disarmed Polish army by giving every equipment to Ukraine? Finally, is his life worth more than mine? No, it's not. No, it's with many O's. That's why I said like this. Thank you so much. Dziękuję Pani Izabelo for this komentarz. I'm so glad many Polish people are watching my videos too. And yes, there are many channels in Poland who are talking about this, sending troops. What are they doing? We don't want war, we want peace. And we are making the difference, guys. We are. Your comments, watching the videos, watching other people's videos who stand for peace. Yes, we are making the difference. Sometimes you might think, no, this is just internet. Trust me. This is where the power is right now. And that's why they want to silence people. Next comment is from Elizabeth Hagaman, 1984. I think actually could be Elżbieta, because it's a lady who was born in Poland. I was born in Poland, but I stay with Russia and President Putin. I am sick of the Polish warmongers. And the response to your comment was from Slavik Rusa, who said, same here, Rosjanie nasi bracia, nie wrogowie, Slava Rosji, which means Russians are our brothers, not enemies. So many people agree on this, guys. So many people. I'm so glad you put this in the comments down below. The last comment is from Stash Productions 8656. Poland should fear NATO more than Russia. Slavs should unite, not fight. God bless. Thank you so much. You know, we've got the power, even though we don't exercise this power often, but we do. I want to thank you so much for all your comments. Like I said, I read them all. And I'm not going to bring them all and mention them all, but you know, throughout the time, I think most of you will be mentioned in the comment section in my videos. So that's all I have for you guys today. Tomorrow I will be traveling, so the video might be a little bit later on during the day, but I want to say I will try to post the video tomorrow. All the links again will be down below in the description box. So if you don't see them right away, don't worry, because I will repost them if they remove them. If you join me on Locals, that would be great, because it's another platform to be on. Mailing list free of charge as well. Instagram, please follow me there for the places I travel to, including tomorrow as well, and for the next few days. What else is there? Buy me a coffee. Thank you so much for your donation. Every donation. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. PayPal, as well as you can become the member of this channel. And with all of this being said, have a great Saturday. Lots of love. And remember, we've got the power. We are the leading edge and we are saving humanity. Bye guys. I see you tomorrow.